If I wanted to unlock the Nebula Camo and had no progression whatsoever, this is exactly what I would do and all the strategies I would use to make the camo grind easier and faster. We're starting up on Citadel today, and I did mess up in my last video. I said the oil trap strategy was patched, and what I meant to say was that the infinite spawning incantations were patched. So if you're using the strategy, it no longer works or is worth your time using in the directed mode. The oil trap strategy is extremely simple to set up. The first thing we need is Molotovs. If you forget to spawn in with them, you can craft them at crafting benches or just use Vulture and wait for zombies to naturally drop them. Alongside Vulture, we're also going to want Deadshot Daiquiri, and of course you'll get Jug and Quick Revive and all of your Pack-a-Punch and Salvage upgrades as you go through the strategy, but to start off, it's just Vulture, Deadshot Daiquiri, and a Molotov cocktail. Now you just need to activate the oil traps, and when you see oil flowing down, throw your Molotov and it will light on fires. Any zombie will instantly die. That includes amalgams and doppelgasts. So if you've never played zombies before and this is your first game ever, this strategy is going to be ridiculously easy even for you. There is one thing that you are going to want to do regardless of which side you're on. If you're over here on the Deadshot Daiquiri side, you're going to want to start the trap, throw your Molotov, and then jump and stand on this staircase railing. All the zombies will run through the trap and try to attack you. They'll die before they hit you, but this is where you want to stand for Deadshot side. Over here on the Speed Cola side, when you start the trap, same thing goes, Molotov cocktail down, and you're just going to want to sit in this corner right here. You're not going to take any trap damage once again. All the zombies will instantly die and you'll fly through camo progression. One thing I started to notice, this trap isn't giving only critical kills. I am getting a couple regular eliminations alongside of my headshots, so I'm still getting lots of camo progression towards my challenges, but it's not as efficient as it used to be. I could be running a augment on my Deadshot Daiquiri perk that isn't proper, and that's why I'm not getting 100% headshots, but that's something that I have been noticing as well. But this strategy, just sitting here and not having to think or move, is still way easier than having to group up zombies, whether that's in standard or directed mode, and just painstakingly over and over again shoot zombies in the head for hours. I do like the oil trap strategy a lot because it's so relaxed, it's so easy to do. Even the newest or least skilled zombies players can do this in their sleep. You're basically AFK when the trap's active. You just have to run from trap to trap, and even then, that's still easy to do. Bada bop boom pow. 2,000 headshots done. Took a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I mean, when I say took a lot longer, it's still so fast. It took less than an hour to get 2,000 headshots done using the oil trap strategy. But now we have special camos to do. And for the Cypher, I need to kill armored zombies and also kill zombies shortly after using the field upgrades. And for the oil trap strategy, I'm going to test a couple of the field upgrades and see which one we should be using. Well, that takes care of armored zombies. That was, what, not even a round and that's done? Frenzied Guard is a pretty good field upgrade to use. It makes all the zombies target you anyway, so you're not going to have to deal with the issues of Aether Shroud. It's been pretty effective. It just doesn't last as long as I wish it would, so you're only going to get like 10 to 15, maybe 20 max progression while using this field upgrade. The one downside to running Aether Shroud is the zombies are going to run away from you and they're not going to target you. So if you are using Aether Shroud for whatever reason, you do have to have decoy grenades, which you can use decoy grenades if you have a camo challenge of killing zombies that are affected by tacticals. You just throw them across, stick them to the wall, and all the zombies just run through the trap like normal, and that's going to get that camo challenge done pretty fast. But I don't think Aether Shroud is going to be a good field upgrade to use, just because you are going to waste a little bit of time and a few zombies just between activating the field upgrade, throwing that decoy, and waiting for the zombies to retarget the decoy and run into the trap. Yeah, by far the best field upgrade to use if you have this camo challenge is going to be Healing Aura. It has a longer duration than Frenzied Guard. The zombies are targeting you at all times, so they're just going to be running through the trap like nothing's different from when you're getting your critical kills in the first place. One camo challenge that I didn't even think about was getting Parasite and Vermin kills, but we're on Citadel, and the bug rounds spawn a ridiculous amount of both. So if you have the camo challenge where you have to kill 30 parasites or 30 vermin, you're going to be set on this map anyway. And thinking about it now, there are 2 camo challenges that you cannot do with the oil trap strategy. One is obviously mangler kills, because manglers aren't on this map at all. You have to go play Liberty Falls or Terminus if you want to get that camo challenge done, but we'll cover that later because there's a way to guarantee mangler kills. And if you need kills with elemental ammo types like Frost Blast or Deadwire, you can do that on this map just by training up the zombies and killing them normally. Once again, we'll cover that in a little bit if you need to get those elemental kill challenges. However, if you need napalm burst kills, the oil trap does count towards those and those only. Oh, I honestly forgot about the gold camo challenge and what it was. I was just using the oil trap strategy, just kind of zoned out for a little bit. And I forgot that getting 20 kills 10 times in short durations is extremely fast with the oil trap. You're going to get it done in just a couple of rounds, if not a single round. There's 2 strategies that are extremely good for the Opal camos and killing special zombies. The first, we're on Citadel. I skipped all the boring stuff about setting up. We're on round 10, and we have to kill the Knight Helmet Zombie. It's going to drop a stamp, and we're going to use that stamp on the Lion's Sword. When you pick up the Lion's Sword, there are going to be glowing parasites that spawn every single round. We're going to not do the actual Lion's Sword upgrade part because we want these parasites to be guaranteed spawns each round. Also, do not forget to put the Lion's Sword back so the parasites stop glowing. They'll still spawn in. When they're glowing, they just take too long to transform into doppelgasts, and that'll make sense in a couple seconds for you guys. Oh, okay, so the first doppelgast spawn on round 12. Usually it's round 13. But when you get the first doppelgast that spawns in, you're just going to kill it and end the round. And each time you kill a doppelgast, that's going to count towards your Opal camo challenge because they count as special zombies. So we're training in spawn now. We killed that first doppelgast last round, and now you see the parasites are flying around the zombies. Eventually, what's going to happen is these parasites are going to grab zombies and turn into doppelgasts. It is a little bit tedious because the parasites do take a little bit of time to actually grab a zombie and turn into doppelgasts. So it's kind of annoying and frustrating running around just waiting for this to happen. But when they do transform, you are guaranteed 4 doppelgasts minimum around. And don't forget, that's on top of the natural doppelgasts that spawn in each round in the first place. The one downside of this strategy is you have to wait for the doppelgasts to transform from parasites and zombies. It's a little bit tedious, and you progress through the rounds quite fast. Eventually, you'll get to the point where your weapons aren't doing the most damage, but you do have the oil trap strategy, so once your doppelgasts transform, you can just bring all the zombies up through the oil trap and just use the oil trap strategy as normal. Over here on the tomb, this is my current favorite strategy to use for the Opal challenge, and that's the Ice Staff trial. Once you open up Pack-a-Punch, there are going to be purple crystals throughout the caverns and caves. When you shoot these purple crystals, eventually they're going to, like right here, they're going to land up in a spot that's going to illuminate symbols on the wall. These symbols are Roman numerals. You're just going to shoot them in order from 1 to 8, or if you're over by Speed Cola, which is on the other side of the map, you'll shoot the symbols in order from 1 to 10. And then when you shoot the symbols in order from 1 to 8, you'll start a trial where zombies are going to spawn in. The first trial isn't anything too crazy. You're just going to get zombies, a couple vermin, and parasites. But the second trial, or I guess the second stage of this trial, is where we're going to take advantage of special zombies. This mimic that spawns in is going to count as a special zombie. But when we kill this mimic, we're going to leave the trial. When we re-enter the trial, the exact same stage that we were on is going to repeat, and that mimic is going to spawn again, and we're just going to kill that mimic and rinse and repeat this trial over and over again. Each time you kill a mimic or when doppelgasts start spawning in, that is a special zombie that's going to count towards your weapons. This used to work infinitely, and you could repeat the same stage of the trial over and over again, but there's been a slight change, and I'll do my best to describe it. There's 4 or 5 stages, and only one of them does not spawn special zombies, but the other stages do. However, each stage only spawns in 7 zombies per wave. When you kill your special, and you should only be killing the special zombie, whether that's the Mimic or the Doppelgast, kill it and leave the trial right away, enter right back in, and you'll have that special zombie spawn in all over again. However, only 6 zombies will spawn this time. You'll kill the special, leave, and re-enter. When you re-enter, only 5 zombies are going to spawn each time. So, for the phases, or I guess the stages of this trial where special zombies are spawning, you only get 7 special zombies per wave. Remember, there's 4 or 5 of them, and there's 2 ice staff trials to do, so you can get lots of special zombies to spawn in on low rounds and get those camo challenges done as fast as possible. And we just unlocked Opal, so I did 15 special zombies using the Citadel Parasite strategy and 15 zombies over here on the Tomb. The Tomb is way faster than Citadel. It's easier to set up, you can get this strategy going way faster, and you can get a lot of special zombies without having to wait for parasites to grab zombies over and over again, so there's no downtime where you're going to be waiting for long periods of time just for a parasite to grab a zombie and turn into a Doppelgast. Now, I do want to say, if I was doing every Guns Opal challenge at the same time, I would stay on Citadel. But if I was only doing a few weapons Opal at a time, or let's just say I'm getting Opal on a weapon category like the assault rifles, I'm going to stay on the Tomb to do that. And worst case scenario, if you like the Tomb better than Citadel's strategy, when you get to the point where you build the ice staff, you can just end game and restart, and it's that fast to set up where you're only going to spend maybe 10-15 minutes getting to the ice staff trials and getting what it is, like 7 special zombies for 4 or 5 rounds. So anywhere from 60 to 70 special zombies within the span of just a couple of minutes. It's not the worst strategy in the world by far. And if you have the Nebula Camo already unlocked and are just doing DLC weapons, if you're not using the Tomb strategy, you are actively just wasting time. I forgot to mention that when you're upgrading the ice staff, like I am right now, there are going to be a ridiculous amount of special and even elite zombies that spawn in while you're escorting the purple dark energy orb around to get the actual final step of the ice staff upgrade done. So you could fail this step over and over again, which you do have to wait till the next round to complete. So it's similar to the Citadel strategy where you have to repeat each round over and over again to spawn in zombies. The same thing goes here while doing the ice staff upgrade. If I wanted to get special camos, I would just be sitting here killing these Doppelgasts and Mimics, failing it on purpose, and then just doing the same thing next round. Also on the Tomb, there's a lot of Mimics that will naturally spawn in anyway as they try to disguise themselves as loot drops, and when you hit round 20 plus, you'll get 4 Mimics extra just by running around the map, but there's no oil trap to quickly kill them, so this strategy does have its limitations. So I've been testing the ice staff strategy, which is similar to what the oil trap was, where you would use the blizzard effect of the ice staff and you would switch to the weapon that you wanted to get kills for. That got patched when the hand cannon got patched for high round strategies. For the Afterlife Camo challenge, where you have to kill 20 zombies without taking damage 10 times, you can use the oil trap for that. It works way better than just naturally spawning and training zombies. So for Afterlife, stick on Citadel, which might make Citadel worth it, where you do your critical kills in the oil trap, the special kills in the oil trap, then you go to spawn and do the parasite to Doppelgast spawn. If you're using the oil trap strategy anyway, on high rounds, Doppelgast spawn in frequently, so you could really just sit and use the oil trap until you get to the Nebula Camo challenge. I don't want to load back into Citadel, so I'm just going to sit here and spawn and get Afterlife unlocked the old-fashioned way. Now that we're getting Nebula, we have to kill elite zombies. And on the Tomb, there is the best guaranteed way to spawn in elite zombies. You're going to pick up the statue heads in the Dark Aether Nexus and bring them to spawn. Here, there are 2 statues, and you're just going to place the heads on both of them, and you'll see you'll be able to interact and activate a blood trial. The blood trials are difficult. You're going to want to be max upgraded armor, perks, and weapons because you'll be knocked down to 1 health. And you're just going to be able to save yourself by taking armor damage, and that's it. During these blood trials, these boss zombies, which right now are doppelgasts, which are the most annoying ones, when you kill them, they're going to count as elite zombies. However, the strategy isn't very good unless you have strong weapons. So if you're working on the Sigma, the GS-45s, I forget the explosive sniper, light machine guns, stronger assault, let's be honest, the Cypher's not doing a lot of damage against them and it's fully upgraded. It could be I'm on too high of a round right now because it took me a while to get here, but you are able to guarantee multiple elite zombie spawns per round. So now that the doppelgasts are killed, which you should be killing the doppelgasts anyway, we can get to the actual part of the strategy where we can now spawn in the mimics. Now the mimics are the easier ones to kill because they're not as fast, their projectile damage can be avoided much easier, and when you get to the point where you kill 2 of the 3 mimics, you can just leave the trial, wait around, and spawn in 3 more elite zombies. Well, okay, my game crashed, so I guess that's a good time to segue into the easier strategy for elite zombies. So now that we're over here on Liberty Falls in the directed mode, if you don't want to use the oil trap strategy, or if you're struggling with any camo challenge whatsoever, directed mode is where you're going to want to do it because you can just get easy headshots with weaker weapons. For those elemental ammo type kills that you can't get using the oil trap strategy, you can do that here, and well, we'll have to wait for it, but starting round 11, we'll get a guaranteed mangler each round. I'm in the one spot that I love farming mangler kills. There's going to be 1 mangler that spawns behind this door. Here he is. And each round from now on, when we repeat it, there's going to be 1 mangler per round. So for those pesky weapons that need mangler kills, this is the best strategy to do so if you don't want to deal with playing high rounds on Terminus. Now that we're focusing on the elite kills and we have built the jet gun, we can now do the Easter egg steps up until the LTG step, which is where we're going to be farming the elite kills. So when you place down the LTG, you're going to have to defend it for a little bit. And when the LTG step is done, if you've successfully defended it and the portal has been opened, an elite zombie is going to spawn. Unfortunately, I got the Abomination, which is not the elite zombie that you're going to want. If you do get the Abomination, you can either choose to kill it each round over and over again, which is a little bit annoying. It's not as easy to kill as the mangler. Or you can do what I do, and I just do the Easter egg steps until I can spawn the mangler in. Through the magic power of editing, we have now brought the LTG down here beside the comic book store. And because we got the Abomination up top in the graveyard, the mangler is going to be guaranteed to spawn down here. Now, just because it's a mangler doesn't mean it's a special zombie. These manglers that come out of the LTG step are classified as elite zombies. And at the end of each round, during the round change, even though we're in directed, we're gonna hit a round cap, you can spawn in an elite zombie every round, guaranteed. Also, Napalm Burst is super effective on manglers, so you're going to kill them way easier once you've been upgrading your guns for a little bit, and slap on Napalm Burst. It might be a little bit slow at the beginning to kill them because they're going to soak up a lot of damage. Just shoot their helmets off, and then they'll be so much easier to kill. I also did just remember that you can actually start tracking camo challenges in-game, so if you're ever unsure of what camo challenge you need to do next, you can just activate the tracking of that camo challenge, and you don't have to leave game or search up on the internet what that camo challenge is. You can just see yourself in game. Also, just for the elite zombie kills, because the Nebula Camo, when you're on that camo challenge, you have to do all the weapons at the same time. You can just set up this mangler strategy once and only once. And if you want a different weapon, either pick it up from a wall buy or just spin the mystery box until you get it. And that is the exact strategy I would use if I had no camo progression whatsoever and I was starting from scratch unlocking the Nebula Camo. Best of luck on the grinds. If there's any tips or tricks that you guys have been using, comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.